All right, joining us in the studio to look at the papers this morning is Engineer Anthony Anebue, a public affairs analyst. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody.
All right, as usual, we'll begin with ABS website. And on ABS website, we have Wash Clinic. That's Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Clinic. Anambra East communities urged to sustain drive towards open defecation-free status. 2019, INEC reassures people living with disabilities of an enabling environment, logistics to participate in elections. Buhari interacts with Anambra stakeholders, reassures on commitment to national unity. Obiano donates vehicle to persons living with disabilities as members celebrate presidential assent to disability bill. Buhari inaugurates Bill Zig's mausoleum in Onitsha, Lost Legacies of Late Statesman. Buhari inaugurates Zig's mausoleum in Onitsha, Lost Legacies of Late Statesman. Governor Obiano makes case for Zig National Day. Those are the stories that we have on ABS website.
Yeah, I think we'll start with what happened yesterday at Zig's mausoleum and the inauguration, the commissioning, and the hosting of the president that place. Tony.
Well, it's a very wonderful day in Anambra as the president came down to us, and that music mausoleum has been a very, recurring decimal in all the government since the death of Dr. Anambra Azikiwe, the first president of this country. Almost all the governments that came on board had promised to put that place in shape. I'm happy eventually it has come on board, and I thank Mr. President for having come here to put it officially on. It's a very good work, it's a welcome development. Like he also said, and like I think the governor called for Zig's National Day. Dr. Anambra Azikiwe is a personality that must be nationally recognized. Not just giving Anambra Azikiwe International Stadium and this and that. Young people out there might one day forget who Zig is or was. So what I think is going to be very, very good in recognizing his contribution.
And you see that coming through? Because I know how the Westerners, the Yorubas, pushed for juices for Abiola, and then
Zig is more important compared to that of Abiola, because without independence there will be no issue of democracy.
But you know that whenever issues like this begin to come up, regional politics.
That is where I'm going to go into later, because I remember where the president was saying commitment to national unity. Commitment to national unity should not be seen as a threat. It should be seen as an active word. National unity can only be secured in Nigeria when you treat everybody fairly, when you recognize my commitment to the nation and then give me what is due to me. Then you see national unity coming out without anybody prompting it. Nobody wants to go suffering. You understand? So when you start playing politics with something that should be of benefit to the nation, then the commitment to national unity is not there. So if you can play politics with the life of people like Anambra Azikiwe, who suffered to sustain this nation and even fought for this national unity also. So where are you? What is the commitment?
Leave that died for it.
Yes. So what is the commitment when you cannot put active action on the ground? So what I'm saying is Zig National Day is something that nobody from the north to the south, east to the west should argue against.
All right.
Yeah.
Remember,
I want to also touch about the issue of WASH.
Okay.
WASH is yes, because many people don't know that we eat shit every day because of the way people handle water and sanitation matters. So what is happening in Anambra is, I'm very, very happy about it, that water and sanitation must have to be upheld, because when you are healthy, you'll be able to make your living. So let all local governments emulate the Anambra is in upgrading wash, that is water and sanitation. Yes, yes.
Vendors,
Workers, talk of workers, talk of Okada ride, or Okada no day here again is keke.
But they are still at the villages, so probably they'll be
outside the village here. Yes, Okada is in the villages. The keke is in the urban. But the point is that most of them don't recognize this sanitation. Okay. They even defecate without washing their hands and use the hand to touch money and spread diseases all around.
Is it only defecation? When they have cough and catarrh, a whole lot of things. They will use that peel the orange that you take.
Let every local government area authority emphasize on this wash.
All right. Remember, you can join the discussion by calling the phone lines on your screen and be part of the discussion. You can call in, make contributions, ask questions as well, so that we can interact. That's the purpose. We'll now move over now to some national dailies. We'll begin with the Daily Times. Finally, CJN gets reprieve as appeal court stops CCT trial. Direct CCT to stay further proceedings till January 30. There is need to preserve the rest as issue involved is constitutional. That is, that word must have been a technical word. Maybe while we discuss, we'll now find out what that means. Now sets up ad hoc committees on new minimum wage. Bill passes first, second reading at Senate and Reps. Lawmakers to hold public hearing Monday. US-UK Read Riot Act against would-be electoral rule violators in Nigeria polls. Ohanaeze Ndigbo endorses Atiku, urges Igbos to vote for him. Nigerians in South Africa march on Johannesburg demand free, fair election. No discrepancies in 2019 budget. Budget Office clarifies. Those are the stories that we have trending on the front page of the Daily Times.
CGN gets reprieve as the appeal court stops CCT trial. Let's go on.
Okay, I want to believe that the issue of CGN is, as it's put here on the right, that there is a constitutional issue. And I know that the procedure of airing public servants, there's procedure in dealing with issues concerning public servants, and I believe that the CGN is also a public servant. If it is said, and I know it has all very long, in fact, people have been flouting it, that before public servants of that nature should be taken to outside arbitration, there should be recurrence to, or record to the, what you call the Judicial Service Commission to look into the matter, and if eventually they come out with finding, now the person now gets to court to be tried. So, but if the court actually directed that a halt should be done on this issue from CCT until certain things done properly. The most important is that Nigerians must respect the rule of law. Let things be done, even criminals or for any other nation.
Exactly what I want to
yes,
ask.
must be done.
The CCT now adhering to this injunction?
I wouldn't. I think what I feel is that they have to. They have to, because they are also working under the jurisdiction of the what I can call the legal. Because you cannot, he who goes to equity must go with clean hand. If you are trying somebody for offense committed and you are committing another judicial or legal offenses, it's not going to go well. So they ought to. They have to really adhere to this.
Okay, let's take this. Okay, I think a call came in, but let's continue.
Ask us up.
NAS, okay, NAS sets up ad hoc committees on new minimum wage.
Well, yes, the minimum wage issue is what really had been on the streets is people are seem not to, I don't know what I can say, not happy with the concept of this disparity in the salary, where federal staff gets something and the state salary. But if I may look at it from the point of what I call federation, the real federation is that even states can pay more than what the federal government is paying if they choose to, if they have enough money to pay their staff. What the states pay depends on the financial capacity of the state. And that's why most of the time, after this negotiation at the top, I always say the state will have to renegotiate. Because in a real federal system, there is no way every state must pay equal, even. You understand? States like Lagos that make so much money can pay more than Anambra.
Okay, let's look at the stance of the NLC on the issue that they won't accept 27 naira.
I personally, as a person, I won't even accept 27,000.
Let's take this person. Someone is joining us. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, for the time Joseph, I'm reaching you from Oka Hill.
All right.
Yes, I want to say something on the Court of Appeal asking
Joseph
the
from Oka.
CCT to stop the trial of CJN. And you asked a question whether this order can be carried out. The answer is very simple. Court of Appeal has given order, and CCT has to carry it out, whether it likes it or not, because it's a higher court. The contention before now was that the CCT was saying that High Court has a coordinate jurisdiction, that of CCT. But now Court of Appeal, a higher court has given order. It has to carry it out, unless if they want to put Nigeria in trouble. Then on the issue of minimum wage, I want to say that what is happening now is very, very wrong. What the Constitution says is that there should be national minimum wage. It doesn't say, the Constitution did not even mention the state having a different minimum wage and the federal having different. So if what the tripartite committee agreed was 30,000, that is what they need to carry on with. There's no way they will now begin to differentiate between federal and state workers, unless if you go back to amendment of the Constitution.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very
I think that is what it should be. Is that the national minimum wage should be the lower benchmark.
Yes.
The lower benchmark of 30,000. If it has been accepted nationally that the minimum wage should be 30,000, well, the implication, and I'm talking about federation, is that states can pay higher.
Yes, exactly.
Higher than that. Not that it's going to be lower than that.
Not lower.
But because as you said, the Constitution says the national minimum wage should be national minimum wage. No place is national and others are not national.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll now move over now to the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch, we have Nigeria's 2019 elections. PDP, CUPP hail UK, US plan to place visa ban on pool riggers, others. On top of the nameplate there, we have, it is not true that my government is marginalizing Igbo. That's coming from President Buhari. President too weak to lead Nigeria, says PDP. Appeal court halts Onore's trial at CCT. Bad debts. CBN plans tougher bank capital rules. Court of Appeal reinstates Duke as SDP presidential candidate. Man divorces wife for insisting on voting Buhari. We have other stories below the name there. INEC rejects Ezekwesili's withdrawal from presidential race. The other stories there, but this Ezekwesili case came as a surprise yesterday. Did it come as a surprise to you?
Nothing surprises me in Nigeria. Because when somebody says, I am no longer contesting, why should the person be denied the right to withdraw? You understand? Yes. I am no longer contesting. In fact, the person is even trying to be lenient. I will just stop campaigning. I will just pack my bag and go home.
That she's not even supposed to say it.
If it becomes an issue that when I withdraw and somebody will say I must contest,
but it's considered that your exercise of your rights should be within the Constitution.
Yeah.
There is a guideline that withdrawal ended on November 17th, 2018. And for her to come now to say that...
No, the question I'm asking, good. That is why I said, what I would just do is to stop campaigning. That I am withdrawing or that I'm not withdrawing is...
Doesn't affect the ballot?
Yes, it is the action that I continue to take that means I'm still in the race.
She was not aware of the dates of...
That is the question that somebody has to ask. Why is she withdrawing this of late? Yes, when she ought to have known that there's time for you to withdraw and time not to withdraw. Let me look at the issue you mentioned about PDP, CUP,
Hell, UK, and US plan
yes.
to...
Okay. One big problem we have in this country is rigging of election. It has been destroying our body politics, it has been destroying our governance, it has been destroying the society. In fact, today, rigging it has been so popularized that there are so many ways you rig election today. So if our international friends can start meting out punishment to those who have actually, because nobody accepts he has rigged. Unfortunately, we have seen that election rigging, in fact, the winner of election is the person that wins the most, rigs the most. Because almost every political party rigs. Every politician in Nigeria will try to rig and then try to out-rig. It's only when you out-rig and win that they say you have rigged. So that is a very big plus on the side of the international community.
And how come it's only PDP, CUP, and there are Helen? We didn't see APC here.
And then
that would be the question to ask
follow up to that.
Yeah.
Yes, UK is saying they will do this in US. But if the Nigerian institutional legal judiciary haven't said this person is a pool rigger, on which ground?
That is why I said when it has been established that such a person, because the only time you can legally or judicially recognize somebody has rigged is when the judiciary has come out and said, yes, you are in this seat when you are not supposed to be there, you rigged the election. You don't understand me? So it must be, there must be a way to substantiate that that person has actually rigged. I want to look at when our president said he's not marginalizing Igbos.
We'll still come to that. We'll still have the story appearing on other papers. Maybe that will now be your last word. On Nation newspaper, we have INEC, ACP, and Kicks as Ezekwesili quits race. Designing catch as INEC officials convicted. Then below the banner picture that we have Southeast to Buhari, give us IGP, Security Council slots. President seeks return of APC, Ohaneze adopts Atiku. Then we also take the Guardian newspaper at the same time. US, UK vows to sanction pools violence perpetrators. We've looked at those. Anxiety, excitement greet early heavy rains in Lagos, Port Harcourt, others. Examiners reveal how private schools aid exam malpractice. Appeal court orders stay of Onore's trial. There are other stories making the headlines. For details of that and more, you can pick the newspapers and see the details and read the stories following. You wanted to say something?
Yes, for this issue of our president saying he's not marginalizing Igbos. I think this...
And perhaps you join it with Southeast to
good, that's what
because IGP...
Yes, where that issue now comes to buttress what I was trying to say. If Igbo man has been the Inspector General of Police in Nigeria, the Security Council slots that no Igbo man is there is an issue. In fact, let me tell you, at this point of campaign, Nigerians would believe that anywhere the president sets foot on, he will even walk along the street, drive along the street for people to hear him. Now, if you take a flight to Enugu and use a helicopter to go to Onitsha, then something is wrong. The roads are not good. You understand? So if you say you are not marginalizing, why are our roads the way they are? Why can't you drive along Oka to Onitsha from Enugu so that we hail you as your pass? Must you use helicopter to drop at Onitsha to talk to the Onitsha people and then use helicopter and leave? It means that there is something wrong. So, issue of not marginalizing or marginalizing is not something you just tell me. I love you is a statement. You practicalize it. And when you show me love, nobody will tell me that this person loves me.
All right. Thank you, Engineer Anthony Aniebo, for joining us on Newspaper Headlines this morning.
Thank you. For
airing your views and providing different perspectives to these discussions. IJ, we'll go for this segment.
Yes, we will. Thank you very much.